dealing with him. I gotta work, you know?
So I want my home back.
Don't get emotional about real estate.
That's my family home. If you want it.
I need to know that I have someone who can handle any situation 24/7.
Very touched that this film is dedicated to Roger.
Yes.
Can you talk about that and why you did want to dedicate this film to him?
You know, when I made my first film about a decade ago, he was extremely supportive and became a real champion of my films, independent films that I think without his voice would have been seen by a lot less people. And later, after he got ill, he and I became quite good friends and corresponded a lot and became a very important person for me as a filmmaker, as an artist, as a thinker, as an avid reader of books, which he was. And it was just very important for me to dedicate the film to him.
How aware was he of this film? Were you in the process of writing the script, or at what point were you?
It was interesting. It was on Christmas Day, about 4 months before he passed. I understood he had gotten a little bit ill, so I flew up to Chicago to visit with him in the hospital, and I gave him the one sentence of the story, which is, I said, Roger, I'm making a film, it's about this, and it's a deal with the devil film. A man gets kicked out of his home, you know, then starts to work for the very man who evicted him in order to get his home back for him and his family, and in the process has to evict other people. And he looked at me and went like this.
You kicked me out yesterday. I didn't kick you out. The bank did. Did you do construction? I'll pay $50 cash.
Are you kidding me?
$50 shouldn't be a joke to you, son.
This role, this film is incredibly intense, and I think for people that probably know you more in other roles like Spider-Man and Social Network, would see this as quite a different role for you. Did you feel it was when you took this on?
No, I didn't.
Really?
No, I feel like it felt like territory that was familiar. Yeah, I think probably other people who haven't seen the rest of my work would go, oh, is Spider-Man doing that? It's like, no, I'm a lot of things, like we all are. So no, I felt at home, actually. I felt very at home working in this way, and yeah, no, and I loved it for many reasons, to work with such great actors, and non-actors, by the way, and improvise a lot of the time. That's what I wanted it to feel like.
Let's get cooking.
What? Sheriffs are here.
Why are they here?
My name's Rick Carver. I'm a licensed real estate broker. This home has been foreclosed on.
No, this is not happening.
I need you, your mom, and your son to step off the property.
This is not your home.
Mr. Carver, please don't
Sir, you have 2 minutes. Pack whatever belongings you need.
Oh my God.
Does he have to stand there while she packs up? Is that right?
That eviction scene, which is so emotional, was one of the key reasons that you wanted to do this. I mean, what was that like? And I mean, you spoke to people, I think, that had been through that process.
Yeah, and that was a big aspect of wanting to tell the story. But even before that, I'd read it and I just knew it. Even though I'd never been through it, I knew it. I knew that feeling of exile. I knew that feeling of being discarded. I knew that feeling of being treated as unworthy and not valued. I think we all know that somehow. That's why I think it's the story is such a vital human drama that is playing out, you know, as we speak.
Are you kidding me?
How much is this?
That's real money.
50?
Count it out.
100? Another 50 is 150?
Keep going.
$200?
$250.
Hold on a second. Who called you? What's
There's
that?
some guys. It was through,
Not that guy, Dan. Is this a new job or?
Your character is so sort of the emotional core, I think, of this film, isn't it? The one that has the moral compass.
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting to earn that moral compass. You know, this is a woman who, at let's say 14 years old, got pregnant, and to become a 15-year-old mom in America is not an uncommon story. Yeah. But one where our culture, our government, our church group, our family says, if you do this and do the right thing, we'll always be there for you. And that's the beginning of the lie. Yeah. You know, so I think the fact that the film not only tells the story of what happened, but as the backstory, the people who got screwed were the teenage pregnant mom who then has a son who also has a teen pregnancy, and they're just trying to find their way to their own morality and their own choices, to the servicemen and women who come back, and are supposed to have home waiting for them, and we're supposed to protect them, to the elderly who we're supposed to care for. These are the people who got screwed by the banks, the government, the system. So I love that the film unfolds in the questions of how we care for ourselves, our community, hold on to our morality in a few ways.
The film is dedicated to Roger. Did that mean something to you as well? The fact
It really did. I mean, my own personal love of he and the magnificent Chaz, and also this very interesting story that I guess is in the documentary, so a couple of people have asked about it, of this puzzle that I had given Roger, and then ended up being passed along to Ramin. So there's a lovely connection, so you feel Roger's energy in and around it, and I believe he wished the best for Ramin to remain brave and continue to trust actors and improvisation and real life stories and things that were politically subversive. And I think the stars aligned on this story for Ramin to try to do all of those things in one.
Only 1 in 100's gonna get on that ark, son. Every other poor soul's gonna drown.